Okay, let's unpack this. If you felt like the AI news cycle is moving at, well, a dizzying pace lately,
Mm.
you are absolutely not alone. It feels like every other day there's a new breakthrough, a new product, or, a new debate reshaping our world. And frankly, it can be a little hard to keep up.
It really can, yeah. And what's truly fascinating here is how these seemingly disparate announcements, maybe a groundbreaking model one day, a government policy shift the next,
Yeah.
they all connect. They're part of this broader accelerating trend.
Right.
We're, I think, well beyond just incremental improvements now. So our mission in this deep dive is to try and cut through that noise. We'll explore AI's dual nature. You've got the genuine innovation sparking a revolution, but also the speculative investment creating these kind of localized bubbles. And crucially, what all of it means for you.
That idea of a dual nature, yeah, that feels like the perfect place to start. Dan Buckley, he's the chief analyst at daytrading.com. He put it really well, I thought. He sees AI as a legitimate tech boom, for sure. But he points out it also contains these localized bubbles of overhype and speculation.
Ah, localized bubbles. Interesting term.
Yeah, pockets of overhype. So it's not just a clear boom or a clear bust. It's messier, more nuanced.
And that messy, nuanced description is spot on, because if we connect this to the bigger picture, well, it presents a fascinating paradox.
How so?
On one hand, you're seeing classic bubble indicators. Record capital inflows. I mean, companies have poured a staggering $560 billion into AI over just the last 2 years.
Wow, $560 billion. That's a huge number.
It truly is. Plus, you've got sky-high valuations, this very one-sided positive sentiment, and honestly, a significant chunk of investing driven by FOMO, that fear of missing out.
Right, FOMO investing, always risky.
Exactly. Yet, when you look at the estimated incremental revenue actually generated from these ventures, it's only around $35 billion.
Oh, wait, so $560 billion invested, but only $35 billion in new revenue.
That's right. That $525 billion gap isn't just a discrepancy. I'd call it a chasm. And the crucial insight here isn't just the sheer amount of money, but the stark warning it sends. This massive capital misallocation could signal a coming correction for certain overvalued segments, even while the core AI revolution continues to build real value elsewhere.
So some parts might pop while others keep growing.
Precisely. And it also means many newer AI startups are heavily reliant on VC or debt funding, making them quite fragile if those funding conditions shift.
Right.
And let's not forget AI washing.
Yes, AI washing.
Where companies might, let's say, exaggerate their AI capabilities to inflate their perceived value.
So it's a legitimate boom with these pockets of overhype and maybe even some smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
But then you have Jensen Huang, Nvidia's CEO, who's just flat out dismissing all this bubble talk.
Right.
And he's got some pretty compelling numbers to back that up, doesn't he?
He absolutely does. I mean, look at Nvidia's numbers. Record Q2 revenue of $46.7 billion. That's a 56% jump. And their Q3 guidance is even higher.
Wow.
He also points to OpenAI hitting $1 billion in monthly revenue in just 18 months.
Incredible speed.
And an estimated $20 billion in total AI revenues this year. Huang sees AI as this foundational shift, like the internet or maybe even electricity. He argues we're just at the very beginning of a massive infrastructure build-out.
And when you say massive infrastructure build-out, what kind of scale are we actually talking about?
We're talking unprecedented scale. Huang estimates like $3 to $4 trillion.
Trillion with a T.
Yeah, trillion for AI factory infrastructure just this decade. And to put that in perspective, a single gigawatt data center that's roughly enough power for a city like San Francisco could cost around $50 billion.
$50 billion for one data center.
Yeah. And this fuels a kind of silicon arms race. You've got Nvidia with over 90% of the GPU market share facing off against hyperscalers like Amazon and Google who are designing their own custom chips ASICs, right? Application-specific integrated circuits.
Right, custom chips just for AI.
Exactly, for greater efficiency. And this also involves complex geopolitics like the U.S. government's stance on selling advanced chips such as the Blackwell chip to China.
It sounds like there's an incredible amount of capital and innovation flowing into AI. But you also mentioned this massive gap between investment and revenue, and this idea of localized bubbles. This raises an important question. If there's so much excitement, why are so many companies struggling to actually implement AI effectively?
That's a critical question, yeah. There was an MIT study that revealed something quite stark. 95% of AI pilots in large firms fail to deliver financial benefits.
95%, that's huge.
It is. And the core reasons, often learning gaps and cultural resistance within these established organizations. They're trying to sort of bolt AI onto existing structures, which is really hard.
Okay.
Contrast this with startups, which are often native in AI from day one. They build their entire operations around these new capabilities, and so they tend to see much better ROI.
Okay, so while the big picture economy is grappling with this boom and bubble scenario, let's maybe zoom in now to how AI is directly impacting products and services you might use every single day.
Good idea.
Let's start with something as familiar as your voice assistant. Siri is a perfect example of AI's pervasive reach, right? And Apple is apparently holding what's been called an internal bake-off for Siri's future.
Ah, the bake-off. Yes.
They've been in significant talks with Google about using their Gemini models, and before that, apparently deep discussions with Anthropic and OpenAI too.
And the decision factors for Apple there are incredibly complex. It's a mix of, running these powerful models is expensive.
Right.
Efficiency and, of course, existing strategic relationships. Google already has that massive, decades-long relationship with Apple, including that huge $20 billion a year search deal.
$20 billion just for search.
Yeah. So the underlying insight here is that Apple's bake-off isn't just about a better voice assistant. It's kind of a proxy war for who owns the future interface to your digital life and ultimately your data and your attention.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. For you, the listener, the relevance here is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You just want Siri to work better, right? To understand you without asking 3 times.
Exactly. And the push for on-device AI is directly addressing that need for better functionality and efficiency without constantly sending your data off to the cloud.
Makes sense.
Exactly. Liquid AI, which is an MIT spinout, they're introducing liquid foundation models, or LFM2VL.
Liquid models.
Yeah, they're rethinking AI architecture for efficiency rather than just sheer size, specifically designed to run locally on devices. What makes them liquid is their ability to continually learn and adapt in real time as data streams through them, so they're more dynamic, more efficient.
Interesting.
These models can run on phones, laptops, wearables, up to twice as fast, apparently, with clear benefits for privacy, cost, and accessibility. Google's Gemma 3 model, for instance, can run on just 1% of a phone's battery for certain tasks. That's a potential game changer for bringing powerful AI right to your device.
Speaking of devices, smart glasses are definitely making a comeback, or at least trying to. Meta keeps talking up their Ray-Ban smart glasses, Google's shown off Gemini AI glasses, and the Apple rumors just keep swirling. The vision is that these glasses will become your main computing device.
Yeah.
With AI assistants having access to your visual world, building a richer, more contextual understanding of your life.
That's the vision, yes. However, some analysts view these products more as money furnaces.
Money furnaces.
Yeah, ways to keep investors excited about future potential rather than maybe solving a pressing current need. We've seen historical flops like Google Glass, remember that?
Oh yeah, Google Glass.
And there are critical privacy concerns that are already playing out in the real world. The FBI has reported incidents of suspects using Meta glasses to scout locations. Courts have issued bans on their use in certain places. Students have used them to cheat in exams.
Oh, wow.
And Meta's recent data policy change, where interactions with Meta AI can be stored and used to improve their systems. Well, that raises big questions about consent and the constant monitoring of your environment.
Definite privacy implications there. So while AI changes how we interact with the world personally, its influence is also scaling up dramatically, right? Impacting things like government operations.
Absolutely.
In a move that really highlights AI's far-reaching implications, the U.S. federal government just secured this massive Google Gemini AI deal. It's through the GSA-1 Gov agreement.
Yes, I saw that.
What's truly unprecedented, almost jaw-dropping, is the pricing. $0.47 per agency through 2026.
47 cents per agent.
Per agency. And this isn't just basic AI access, it's a comprehensive suite. It includes Notebook LM, advanced video and image generation using Google's Votech, pre-built and custom AI agents, and top-tier security like FedRAMP High authorization.
FedRAMP High, okay. So that meets the highest security standards for handling sensitive, unclassified government data.
Exactly.
But that pricing structure, $0.47 per agency, that looks like a potential loss leader strategy to me, designed for deep market penetration, not immediate profit.
A loss leader for the whole government.
It seems like it. And while it's great for agencies right now, this prompts real concerns about long-term sustainability, the risks of vendor lock-in for critical government functions, and potential market distortion. There's currently a lack of specific metrics for success or clear safeguards against this kind of dependency developing.
That's a critical point about vendor lock-in, but isn't there also an argument that such a standardized, large-scale deal could bring incredible efficiency and consistency across, disparate government agencies, even with that risk?
Oh, absolutely, there is. The potential for streamlining operations, improving public services, maybe standardizing security at a high level across the board.
Yeah.
That's immense.
Right.
The challenge lies in balancing those benefits with the long-term strategic risks of relying too heavily on a single provider for such critical infrastructure. It's a tough balance.
Yep.
And on a related note, it's interesting, Albania's prime minister has advocated for AI ministers to help fight corruption. It shows how governments globally are looking to AI for strategic governance beyond just efficiency gains.
AI ministers. Okay. Let's pivot now to a domain where AI is rapidly recalibrating risk and opportunity. Finance.
Always a big one.
Klarna, the buy now, pay later folks, they're reinventing themselves, planning their US IPO with AI-driven credit. Absolutely central to their new pitch.
Makes sense for them.
And then completely new models are emerging too, like in Malaysia. RIT Bank just launched as the country's first fully AI-powered bank.
Fully AI-powered.
Yeah, offering hyper-personalized services in Bahasa Malaysia and English, powered by their own homegrown LLM called ILMU. It provides daily interest, instant credit, and it's fully regulated.
Those are significant shifts, but this financial revolution also comes with a projected cost, right? ZooOPA and Juniper Research project Generative AI delivering about $1.8 billion in savings by 2030.
Okay, savings are good.
But they also estimate 27,000 finance industry jobs are at risk, particularly in back-office operations and customer service roles.
That's a sobering number. 27,000 jobs potentially lost. But we often hear the counter-argument that AI creates new jobs too. What's the realistic pathway for those potentially displaced workers?
That's a crucial question, isn't it? And while those displacement concerns are absolutely valid, it is important to balance that with the immense potential for AI to, well, improve the world. Yes, it will eliminate certain tasks, no doubt. But it can also eliminate drudgery, freeing people up for more creative, strategic work and creating entirely new jobs we haven't even conceived of yet. It's more about redefinition, I think, rather than just replacement.
Redefinition, okay.
But the challenge is adaptation.
Yeah.
Upskilling the workforce for new roles like overseeing AI, ensuring ethical operations. That's key. The realistic pathway requires significant investment in retraining and education, shared by governments, companies, and individuals.
That brings us to a really fascinating, almost mind-bending aspect of AI. Its ability to generate entirely new realities.
Yeah, this stuff is wild.
Elon Musk and the XAI team are apparently building something called MacroHeart.
MacroHeart.
Okay, an end-to-end neural network operating system. Imagine everything you know in an OS being generated in real time by AI, constantly evolving. A shift to non-deterministic code.
Wow. And that idea of AI creating entire interactive environments isn't just a distant vision anymore. Dynamics Labs' Mirage 2, for example.
Mirage 2.
Yeah, it turns any uploaded image or text prompt into a live interactive 3D world you can literally step into and explore.
From just an image.
From an image or text. This is a radical democratization of 3D content creation. It turns anyone with a smartphone image into a world builder instantly, blurring the lines between consuming and creating content. It truly redefines what digital content can even be.
Okay, moving from generative worlds to image editing. The viral sensation right now is Google's Gemini 2.5 image, codenamed Nano Banana.
Ah, Nano Banana. Yes.
This thing is state-of-the-art. It performs incredibly precise multi-step edits while preserving character likeness, blending style seamlessly. It has native world knowledge, like it knows what the other side of a phone looks like or how reflections should appear. It can even transform old black and white ads into modern ones with stunning accuracy.
And that's the crux of it, isn't it? This capability deeply blurs the line between reality and AI-generated content.
Totally.
You can composite multiple subjects, like rival CEOs, into one totally convincing image. Or change camera angles on existing photos with photorealistic results. The implications for misinformation are, well, profound.
So how do we tell what's real anymore?
Well, for now, there's often a dead giveaway for many AI images, blurred or garbled text in the background. But while Google says they aim to retain watermarks, users can often find ways to remove them.
Right.
This raises that important question. How do we verify the authenticity of images now? And we're also seeing big advances in AI, video, and sound. There's Google Vids, which can turn static images into like 8-second animated clips with sound, and Tencent Huang Video Foley, which tackles modality imbalance.
Modality imbalance.
Yeah, the challenge of ensuring AI-generated sound perfectly aligns with and enhances the visual content, rather than just being a sort of disconnected overlay, making it feel real.
Beyond the visual and audio, the job market transformation is, frankly, a scary reality for many people. A Wired report citing Stanford research says we now have the strongest evidence yet that AI is eliminating certain jobs. And it's particularly hitting less experienced, younger workers in fields like coding or customer support. The Ford CEO even predicted AI will replace literally half of all white-collar workers.
Half. That's a bold prediction. And again, while those displacement concerns are absolutely valid, we have to balance that with the potential upsides.
Right, the redefinition argument again.
Yes, it will eliminate certain tasks, but it can also eliminate drudgery, freeing people for more creative, strategic work, maybe creating entirely new roles we haven't conceived of. The challenge is that adaptation, that upskilling.
That's a hopeful vision. But for the individual workers facing displacement, what's the realistic pathway to upskilling? And who ultimately bears the cost and responsibility for that transition?
Is it the company? The government? The individual?
That's precisely where the critical discussions need to happen. It's not a burden that can fall solely on individuals, I don't think. Companies benefiting from AI's efficiencies, governments, educational institutions, they all have a role to play. Creating accessible, affordable pathways for continuous learning and career pivots.
Right.
Without a collective effort, that promise of redefinition will remain out of reach for many.
Now let's talk about the AI security war. This feels like another huge area. Mark Johnston from Google Cloud's CISO office in Asia Pacific shared a stark statistic. 69% of breaches are detected by external parties.
69%. Yeah, that's a huge detection failure rate.
It really is.
It absolutely highlights widespread detection failures, and AI is now being deployed in this high-stakes arms race.
An arms race, yeah. AI is used by attackers, right, to make phishing more convincing, automate malware creation, find vulnerabilities at scale, but it's also becoming a powerful defender. Project Zero's Big Sleep initiative, for instance, uses LLMs to find vulnerabilities in code they identified 47 by August 2025.
Wow.
Google's Model Armor acts as an intelligent filter to prevent inappropriate AI responses and tackle shadow AI.
Shadow AI.
Yeah, unauthorized tools used by employees that can create security risks. And people like Rachel James at AV are leading efforts through OASP against prompt injection.
Prompt injection.
Yeah.
That's tricking the AI, right?
Exactly. Sophisticated attacks where bad actors try to manipulate an AI into performing unintended actions by messing with its input instructions.
And speaking of competition and disruption, Elon Musk just declared nuclear war on Apple and OpenAI with a federal lawsuit.
Nuclear war. Okay, typical Musk language.
Right. He alleges there are two monopolists joining forces.
Yeah.
Claims Apple controls 65% of smartphones, OpenAI 80% of AI chatbots. Musk's lawsuit claims every Siri interaction on an iPhone feeds OpenAI's models, creating this impenetrable moat of data, which he frames as a huge, unfair competitive advantage.
Interesting argument about the data flow.
He also claims Apple is manipulating its App Store, promoting ChatGPT while burying rivals like his own xAI's Grok.
Well, this really broadens the discussion to a critical question for you, the listener. How do you want AI to be controlled?
Right.
This lawsuit underscores that central debate. Do we want AI centralized by a few tech giants, or maybe decentralized by a global community, which promises more democratized innovation? Grayscale research suggests open networks might eliminate bias better than closed black box models.
That idea of decentralized control sounds appealing, especially for reducing bias.
Yeah.
But what are the real challenges to making that work on a large scale? Are there downsides?
Oh, the challenges for decentralization are formidable. You've got data integrity risks like, what if malicious actors poison the training data? There's immense complexity in managing distributed networks. Governance questions, who makes decisions, who's accountable, become incredibly difficult. And paradoxically, a decentralized system can sometimes introduce new security vulnerabilities.
It's complicated.
Very. It's not just a tech spat between billionaires. It has significant implications for competition and the very future of AI innovation.
Another really critical debate revolves around AI consciousness, or potential consciousness.
The big one.
Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman argues that studying AI welfare right now is premature, even potentially dangerous. He cites risks of human psychotic breaks or people forming unhealthy attachments to chatbots.
Yeah, I can see that concern.
But then Anthropic and other major players taking a totally different path. They're actively hiring researchers to study AI welfare. They seem to believe AI should be treated as potentially human, with welfare considerations. And they noted their AI, Claude, can now end conversations with humans who are being persistently harmful or abusive.
That's fascinating. It poses a fundamental question, doesn't it? Where do we, as a society, draw the line between a tool and a potentially sentient entity?
Exactly.
And what are the human costs either way?
Yeah.
If we anthropomorphize too much, we risk those unhealthy dependencies Suleiman mentioned. But if we fail to recognize potential sentience down the line, well, that raises profound ethical dilemmas.
Yeah.
There's also the convergence of views concern. If all AIs start giving similar consensus-based answers, could that stifle true diversity of human thought, that unique spark of human insight?
The risk of groupthink, but scaled up massively. Okay, let's look at the future of information itself, which is truly here now. Google is reinventing search, right? Shifting away from just keywords towards more natural conversational queries.
Yep.
And integrating voice and visual tools like Lens and Circle to search directly into the search experience.
This shift, however, is raising major concerns for publishers. Those AI summaries providing direct answers. They've led to significant traffic drops for some sites. World History Encyclopedia, for example, saw a 25% decrease in traffic.
Ouch, 25%.
Yeah. Google insists their philosophy is AI and the web, not AI or the web. They're encouraging publishers to focus on deeper, quality content that people will want to click through for. But the economic model for many online publishers is clearly under pressure.
Definitely something to watch. And beyond traditional search, tools like Notebook LM are transforming information itself. You can feed it a bunch of documents, and it generates summaries, FAQs, timelines, even audio podcasts based on the material.
Right. It's like having a personal research assistant that also doubles as a content creator.
Pretty amazing.
And this capability underscores why many people, like Dave Blondin we mentioned earlier, are firmly in the not a bubble camp. They cite these truly massive shifts as evidence. GPT-5 Pro is reportedly hitting an IQ around 148.
An IQ score for an AI.
Apparently. And frontier AI models are projected to run on consumer devices within maybe 6 to 12 months. Perhaps most remarkably, GPT-5 is reportedly developing new mathematical proofs in complex areas and showing skill in predicting economic and social performance.
Developing new math proofs.
Yeah. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, this points towards AI starting to bulk solve math, science, and engineering problems at a fundamental level, not just automating tasks we already know how to do.
That's staggering.
Ah.
AI solving fundamental scientific problems. What does that mean for human ingenuity and our traditional methods of discovery?
Well, it likely means a profound acceleration of discovery. Humans might shift from doing the brute force problem solving to more high-level conceptualization, directing AI to explore possibilities we might not even conceive of on our own. It could transform the scientific method, making iterative experimentation dramatically faster.
Wow. Okay, in this age of blurring realities and rapid advancements, trust becomes absolutely paramount.
Crucial.
Solutions like Swarm Network's role of news are emerging. It's a decentralized network of AI agents using human participation and blockchain to try and tackle disinformation.
Interesting approach.
And OpenAI and Anthropic even conducted joint internal safety evaluations. They reportedly found models whistleblowing in simulated criminal scenarios, essentially flagging unethical behavior programmed into the simulation.
Whistleblowing AI. Okay. And we're also seeing moves towards human-AI convergence, not just in an abstract sense.
Right.
Sam Altman's other venture, Merge Labs, is exploring gene therapies and neural interfaces. Altman envisions a human-AI merge as maybe a best-case scenario for humanity's future.
A human-AI merge. That's intense.
Yeah, and in a tangible example, OpenAI's GPT-4b has reportedly designed new proteins 50 times more effective than existing ones for stem cell reprogramming. That hints at potentially accelerated anti-aging and medical research.
50 times more effective.
Yeah.
The pace is just unbelievable. So what does this all mean for us? I mean, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We really have.
From AI's dual nature, that boom and bubble mix, to its pervasive reach in our tech, government, finance. We've explored the massive infrastructure supporting it, the blurring of realities it creates, the job transformations, the security wars, these profound ethical questions about consciousness and control. The fundamental choice before us seems to be, do we want a world run primarily by cold, hard efficiency and consensus, or one that embraces creative leaps, and yeah, even the beautiful mistakes that often define human innovation.
Indeed. It's crystal clear, isn't it? AI isn't just a tech shift, it's profoundly societal. The push for efficiency and innovation is relentless, unprecedented in pace. AI is no longer just a tool, it's a transformative force reshaping industries, society, our very understanding of intelligence itself.
Yeah.
And as one of our sources provocatively put it, the AI you're using today, it's the worst it will ever be.
Wow. That's a thought.
It's only going to get more capable, more pervasive, right?
So given all these rapid advancements we've explored today, and these simultaneous, really complex challenges in ethics, control, governance, what responsibility do we have? As users, as citizens, how do we shape the direction of this technology? How do we make sure this deep dive into AI truly benefits everyone, not just, a select few? And perhaps most importantly, what steps will you, the listener, take to stay informed and engaged in this rapidly evolving landscape? What choices will you make to ensure your personal data is protected and that AI's monumental power serves humanity broadly?